This video is about a chicken tractor made out of a cattle panel. All said and done, we just spent about $100 in one cattle panel, the wood and the tarp. And this chicken tractor is made for meat birds, to take them out on pasture, or to just have them out in a tractor. The big reason I am doing meat birds is because I was paying $30, $40 for an organic pasture-raised bird to eat, and I was like, that is just crazy. I know it doesn't take that much in feed and it doesn't take that much time, so I was like, I'm going to give it a try. And so with that, I started off with 15 Cornish cross meat birds, unsexed, so that means I have males and females. And these birds here are in their third week, and it's been going really well. And let's get into the video of how I made it. So for the tractor, we're using a cattle panel which comes 16 feet wide, and we wanted to cut it in half. But if you cut it in half, it will leave you a piece that doesn't have a finished edge. So we went one section in and cut. So we have a finished edge on both ends and on both pieces. So it leaves you a piece like this that we'll just discard. And then each pieces are about 88 inches long. And then since we're gonna make it 8 feet long, to fit in there, we had to cut off a section off the end. So then when you put the two pieces together, it gives you 94 inches. The next step is we laid out the poultry netting on the panel, and then we secured it. We pulled it as tight as possible, and then we secured it with zip ties. And we did think about how we did it so that the netting would be in the inside and that all the zip ties will be on the outside here, and we'll clip these little tails. And also the hardware cloth was 4 feet wide, and when you did that, one of the panels had this little bit of gap, but then this one is long, so it will cover it when we put it together. And to be honest, I probably would have used hardware cloth. I think there wasn't any that came 4 feet wide, so that's why we got the poultry netting. But the thing with the poultry netting is that it gets warped really easy. It's already hard enough to work with, but then when you can't really pull it tight. But yeah, we've secured all along the edges, and that's it. For the base, we used 2x6s, and we got one 10-footer and two 8-footers, and we're using redwood here. And then with the 8-footers, we did trim down to 94 inches, and the 10-footer we just cut in half. And then we secured it with 2 screws and then a bracket. So to attach the panels to the base, we kind of brought it into place where it was going to be closer, and then we laid the panels flat, and then we came and we stapled with these staples along the base like this. And when the panels were flat, it was much easier than when we had to staple the other side. So when we had to staple the other side, as you see, we raised the base up like this. We flipped it over to do the other side, and we had to kind of wedge the panels in, and it was easy to staple along the bottom, but it was bowed, so the top was hard. So we actually kind of got in there and stapled them, And then we tipped it up again and stapled more of them and them more in place so the panel sits flat on the wood. Another thing we did is, you can see now when the two panels come together, it joins the mesh here, or the chicken wire. So then we came along and we zip tied them together so it's a little more secure and there's no gaps. So here is the chicken tractor, and for the sides we just use a piece of plywood that we cut to length, and then we did put a 1x1 just here on the edge so it slides in there. And then we also drilled a hole on top where we're going to take a piece of wire that we secured to the top and fit it through the hole like this, and we're just going to loop it over and secure it. Then here at the bottom you can see that 1x1, and we didn't cut the plywood to kind of fit because we're probably only going to use this once or twice a year. We wanted to make it where we could easily store it and even, you know, reuse the wood. So, and as you can see, it's pretty secure. We're in a neighborhood, we're in a fenced-in yard. You know, it's like 20 feet away from the house, so we're not really worried about predators. If I had it out in the field, I might secure it better. Well, I'm just going to do a walk around of the chicken tractor, and I've been using it for about a week now, and I am really happy. Now, a couple of things, you know, I would change maybe if I would use hardware cloth instead of the poultry netting. And then if I had this out in the field or farther away from the house, I would probably look to secure the doors a little bit better and maybe put wheels on it. But to be honest, if you needed to move this, you can move it very easily with two people. But so far, I've been very happy with it. I just use this 3.5 gallon bucket for their water, and then just a trough kind of pail for their feed. And I cut grass for them since they are not on pasture, and they have been doing really well. They are in their 3rd week and they really love to be out here outside. Well, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and click that bell so you can get notifications when I put out new videos. I do about 2 videos a week, one about the gardening and then about other things around the home to be self-efficient. And I will have their 2 videos, one about the meat birds between 3 and 5 weeks. That will be coming out shortly. And then I'll have another video when they are between 5 and 8 weeks. So thank you very much.